How has playing King David changed your relationship with God?
I feel like it just allowed me to worship him more deeply and to connect with him more deeply, to discover what he wants and to hear his voice more clearly. That's something I realized as I started to play David and as I started to grow in my faith. I realized that I now hear God's voice. Not actually, but you know what he would want from you and what he wouldn't want.
Is it ever difficult to be obedient?
It's always difficult to be obedient. The difference is love. So we have to love God more than our desires. We have to love God more than our wants and our human flesh. We have to die to ourselves and live for him. We have to pick up our cross. And people only do that when they love something more. It's easy if you love God. For someone who doesn't love God, I would say that would be a challenge.
Why do you love God?
Because he is love. Sometimes we don't understand the love of God up until we're separate from it. And we take for granted his relationship. We take for granted his sacrifice on the cross. We take for granted everything he does. All of this nature, all of these trees, that's his creation. Everything belongs to him and he gave it to us. And he set the example for what love is. Christ said to lay one's life down for another, that is the greatest love anyone can show. And that's what he did for us. How can I not love the source of love?
Do you feel a lot of pressure to play King David?
I used to. I used to feel that I somehow have to perform something or I have to do something. But I think as I've grown alongside David, I discovered that I'm not in charge of anything. The Holy Spirit guides every work that is done for him. As I played him, I reached a point of just kind of letting go and just saying, whatever happens, happens.
What does that mean, practically speaking? Like, you deliver a line and help me understand, what does letting go mean as an actor?
I think often as actors, we try to control the outcome. Like, I'm going to say this line that way because I want it to mean this thing. Versus just, living in the moment and being truly present in that moment. There was a scene that I did with Ali Suleiman, who plays King Saul. And I remember in that moment, I'm just looking at him and I didn't see Ali, I saw King Saul in front of me. And I just got transported back in time. And I was just fully, completely present with him in that moment. And I realized that the pressure of this is not that we're making it. The pressure of this is that this is an event that actually happened and this is a true story.
What do you hope people will take away from your portrayal of King David?
I hope that people see the heart of David. I hope they see themselves in David. And the reason I love him is because he's known as the man after God's own heart, right? And yet this guy committed adultery. He murdered one of his soldiers. I'm always curious, how is that guy known as the man after God's own heart? I've never committed murder. So many people in the world haven't committed murder and that they're not known as that. But then you realize that the whole point of David is redemption. David is all of us. We're always in constant battle with the flesh and we're constantly sinning and we're constantly falling into sin. And yet, because of David's heart, a heart after God, that's why God loved him. Hopefully people can see themselves in it. No matter how far away we have gone, it's the heart that matters. And David repented of his sins. David turned away from his evil ways. That's why God loved him. David always came back. He was the prodigal son in a way. And all of us are that. All of us are the prodigal son. And when we come back, it's not a scolding, it's a celebration. But that's what shows his love, right? Is that even though we hurt him, even though we walk away from him, he still accepts us with open arms. So you asked me, why do you love God? Because he is someone that is willing to suffer just for his children to be with him.
Why does that make you love God?
Because there's nothing like that. How often do you walk down the street and you see someone sacrifice their life for someone else? How often do we see that strong of love anywhere? And on top of that, Jesus was perfect, and yet he is the one that was treated the most unfairly.
Do you ever have a difficult time accepting that sacrifice?
I know, that's the sacrifice that saved me.
A question I've asked myself is, if I was the only person in the world, would Jesus still die for me? And I think he would. And that breaks my heart a little bit, because I'm just like, dude, I don't want you to die for me. I'm not worth it.
But isn't that wild that he thinks you're worth it? You're more valuable to him than you are valuable to yourself. And so to him, it's not a sacrifice. He gains his children back. It's like the parable of the man who found a treasure on a field. So he went and sold everything he had. He went and sacrificed everything he had to buy that field. And for us, when we love God so much, our sacrifices that we're supposed to make, they won't feel like sacrifices because it's worth it.